Tower 2 miles from touchdown, call Tower 120.5.
Sydney Tower, Qantas is just turning on to final.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we will shortly be arriving at Sydney's International Airport, please return to your seats, place them upright, fasten your seat belts, and please put out any cigarettes.
Sydney Opera House is, of course, one of the most interesting buildings in the world, and one in which perhaps most of the mistakes have been made that it's possible to make. But it's a wonderful place to work in. It's got a magic about it, even though it's very imperfect.
A new production of Bellini's Norma, directed by Sandro Secchi.
Norma, from 172. Grete?
Fellow Australian Margreta Elkins is singing with Sutherland.
Musical page, but still, Norman, these things, you know, when you say, si giurai mal tuo bene, vado al campo, more action, more short drill, you would go immediately to speak with Pollione, you know, more expressive here. It's still a bit too much of a bel canto piece here, you know. It should be, it is a bel canto duo. And you go.
Since being associated with the Australian Opera, which is based in Sydney, they bought an apartment close to the city and the Opera House. In the hallway is a portrait of the young Melba, discovered by Richard Bonning in London. While Norma is still in rehearsal, there's work to do on future productions.
Are you finished there? Can we do something about some of our work?
Yes, right, okay. Well, we better get on with, you know what.
Well, the Seraglio's as good as anything, I think. Because, I don't know much about it, you know. I mean, I haven't had to sing any much of it.
After 20 years, or what is it, 15
well,
years?
Well, I mean, the Martin Allarton's the only thing I ever knew. Should we refresh that first?
Yes, all right. Okay.
It's not cuts at all. I mean,
Oh,
is it?
no cuts. Don't give us too much of the...
Oh, yes.
I mean, you have to sing this as if it's bel canto music, German or not. And all the best German singers don't cough and spit all the time, so don't.
All right.
But you remember, you're the trumpet. You must sing it
I
completely
don't feel very like a trumpet.
Never mind, you will.
I'm now trying to take the hooks out and I'm making him putting ours in.
Just once more there. Well, it's they often change it to Untreu könnte sein because it's more modern German, but I think that's wrong. I think it's old-fashioned German. It's written as old-fashioned German, and I think you should sing the original text. I hate to change that word. Why?
Am I going to tread on my sleeve ends?
No, I don't think so.
Famous last words. I bet I do now.
Try now.
Well, if I
steps that you have to go on.
Well, if I cross the hands, the big point falls to the outside, doesn't it?
No. It's still at the side.
Still the side?
Yes.
And this business too?
Yes, the only thing that maybe we might have to do something to the shoes, because I can see it now, yes.
Oh,
you can see that. Maybe you know what, we can make something that you can applicate on top for each act, like a clip, you know. Just something.
Oh, it will fall off, for sure.
A musical diversion is a Sunday chamber music recital at a mansion on Sydney Harbour, known after its owner as Chelwyn Castle. The music is Schumann's Piano Quintet, and Richard Bonning performs with members of the opera's orchestra.
It's been such a long time since he sat down and played either as a soloist or with a group in this fashion. I was very, very touched by the fact that he was up there actually performing as a pianist, which is what he set out to be. I first heard him play when he was about 14, and all sorts of memories over the years came flooding back while I was sitting there in the audience.
Norma takes a step further to opening night with the piano dress rehearsal.